putting too much into it. Yeah. Let's get this fire started. Sports became my passion. Convo bring it to life, highlighting all the action. Opinions could explode like a chemical reaction. If we started from the bottom, now rise up the newest caption. Man, it's known that every team and every person got an emphasis. But this that similarity that smokes all of our differences. Statements can get real, better back it up with evidence. Prove it for the record, watch this hour of deliverance. Haters outside the lines, but we do it quite frankly. Cause I'm around the horn, so just part the interruption. Cause the hatred they be spreading is an unwanted production. What's going on, everybody, on the Fire Starter? Of course, I want to talk about this Buffalo Bills Kansas City Chiefs game, in which I will be there. I'm leaving out of here around like 1:30, 2 o'clock to get to the stadium for the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a lot I want to discuss. First and foremost, I want to talk about the fact that this will be the first time in over 40-some years that the Buffalo Bills will be 4-1 against the 4-1 team on Monday night in Orchard Park. So that's a milestone to be happy about. It's been nearly 45 years. It was actually October 26, 1975, in which the Bills faced the Miami Dolphins, as they both teams were 4-1. There's also some more milestones to be looked out for Monday. If the Bills were to win, Sean McDermott will have recorded his 30th win as a Bills head coach and will surpass Wade Phillips for fourth most wins in team history. Wow. If Stephon Diggs totals at least 100 yards receiving today, he will become the fourth Bill to have 3 straight 100-yard games since Eric Moulds in 2000. That is absolutely crazy. Something else to look out for. Josh Allen, if he throws for at least 250 yards, he will be the second quarterback in franchise history to actually record 6 straight games with 250 yards. And if he has at least one passing and one rushing touchdown, he will hold the franchise record with 14 games as he is recorded at passing and rushing touchdown. Wow, milestones definitely to be thought about. All right, like and share. By the way, like and share the show. Appreciate it. Thanks. So those are just a few milestones to think about. Now, I do not want to get into the whole 42 points given up to the Tennessee Titans that happened last week, in which it was quite embarrassing. Buffalo needed a wake-up call, I guess. They got one, right? They got a wake-up call last week. And the Titans showed again why they're still an undefeated team this week as they came back as well. So, I mean, Buffalo lost to, presumptuously, a better team last week. Now, speaking of better teams, this will be the first week that the Buffalo Bills will be the underdog, of course, going against the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, in which it is supposed to be rainy. So I wonder if that's going to have an effect on the game. As far as game planning is concerned, will we see more running of the football? I will tell you this. The Buffalo Bills have 469 yards. 469 yards on the ground this season. If I was to tell you that that was dead last in the league, would you believe me? Some people wouldn't, but it is. It is absolutely dead last in the league. The Buffalo Bills definitely got to get a run game going, for sure. Definitely got to get a run game going this week against the Chiefs. Now, I will say one thing that is very interesting. For the Bills not to have a run game, as it shows in the statistics, the Bills are number 1 in time of possession at 42 minutes a clip. Did not know that at all. The Buffalo Bills sustained drives. 42 minutes, y'all. 42 minutes. All right. Well, 41. 41 minutes. They're number 1 in the league as far as time of possession. And with that, they are number 7th in passing. So they definitely need to
get a run game going, because 469 yards in 5 games just ain't cutting it. All right, Devin Singletary, they gotta get some running. I guess they believe that Devin Singletary can be the guy, along with Zach Moss, Tywan Jones, and what's going on, and T.J. Yeldon, but they got to they definitely need to get a run game going, and badly.
What team you talking about?
The Bills. This is a Bills show. Yeah, definitely. Le'Veon Bell.
He's going to change the game.
Le'Veon Bell. Obviously, we saw he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, somebody that Buffalo was interested in, a guy who can run between the tackles. It didn't happen. So, with that being said, I think this game will be more on Josh Allen again, but they've got to be smart. Time of possession is important. Sustaining drives will be important. Keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field will be super important. Super, super important. If the Bills actually want to be the victors in this game. Now, there's a lot of people, including myself, I'm kind of questioning whether they're going to win this game or not. We'll see nevertheless. As far as that's concerned, I'll give you my prediction at the end, at the very end. Again, like and share. Appreciate that. I'm going to try to share some more Bills groups. Some matchups that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Bills' offensive matchups. The wide receivers, obviously, they will have those definitely to mess around with today when they got Stephon Diggs. John Brown is back. Cole Beasley is in the building. He'll be in the building looking to handle business against the Kansas City Chiefs secondary. All right, a lot of people in the comment section saying this game will be on Josh Allen, whether they win or lose. The media wants us to believe them while they're twisting everything around. The Bills' defense needs to take away the middle. Yeah, absolutely. The thing that concerns me is as far as the play calling is concerned, the Bills cannot be conservative in this game unless they run in the football. But on the play calling, as far as the passing game is concerned, that 11 personnel, they cannot be lackadaisical. Because lackadaisicalness will get them right off the field. Kansas City's defense knows how to step up when it matters. Right, no 3 and outs.
At least consistent 3 and outs.
Yeah, you can't have consistent 3 and outs. Really, Buffalo, like I said earlier, has done a pretty good job with time of possession. They're number 1 in the league, 41 minutes per game in time of possession. So, yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do on offense. Now, on the other hand, I'll talk about the defense a little bit before we get into some other stuff too. The defense right now.
They got to score touchdowns too, no field goals.
Always got to make house calls. Can never not make house calls. This team can't afford that.
I don't know.
Glad we have John Brown, Matt Milano, Trey White back. We really missed these guys last week. If we had them, we would have won, bro. Yeah, something we probably would never know though, because it never happened. It never panned out that way. I mean, a 42-16 loss is a 42-16 loss. I mean, but I will say this though. In a nutshell, their defense. Leslie Frazier, before the season started, was considered by PFF one of the top 6 defensive play callers in the league. Do we still believe that he is one of the best defensive play callers? Put it in the comment section if you like. Again, you can call 716-481-8249.
That's the thing about sports, yo. They're brutal, yo. You lose one game, they just come down on you. Lost one game.
Right. Very brutal.
Like, it's crazy. That shouldn't even be a question, though.
Absolutely. I mean, but it's a question that's got to be asked because, you know, a lot of people are quick to be like, yep, nope.
I want to change the topic real quick. If if you don't mind, because I've been waiting to see. I wanted to ask you this so bad.
Go ahead.
Does Aaron Rodgers move from first place to second place in MVP because of yesterday's performance?
Yes, and so does
Wilson's first now.
Yeah, so Josh Allen moved a spot down as well. So if Josh Allen moved a spot down, then he has to move a spot down.
He played horrible yesterday.
Yeah, horrible games by him. But I will tell you this: a lot of people don't know this, but the Bills have one of the best had one of the best defenses in the league, despite having no defensive linemen that are in the top 20 as far as salary is concerned. So they have no players that have big contracts, but they're one of the best defenses in the league. With that being said, as far as the defensive line, it's been a problem. It's been a problem as far as the pass rush. I said this in the beginning of the year that I was a little afraid of what the Bills were going to do on the pass rush. The Bills need to disrupt Patrick Mahomes if they have any chance of winning this game. And I haven't seen the Bills really disrupt quarterbacks as much as they need to be legitimate playoff contenders. Will they be a playoff contender? Most likely they will. But in order to be legitimate, you need to create some type of pass rush. And I have not seen that consistently yet.
So, to add to that comment, so do you just risk it all and send a blitz at Patrick Mahomes, or do you just put more pressure on your front four to get to him?
Oh no, you can't play a zero on Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I was saying. It's kind of hard to get like that.
Oh no,
it's kind of hard.
No, you have to listen. These guys have to be fired up today. It's a locker room thing. It's a culture thing. Listen, you got to be fired up. If they're not already fired up, then there's an issue. This is a statement game for the Buffalo Bills. This is probably the biggest game on the schedule that they've had so far in the first half of the season.
It's bigger than the Patriots game.
Yeah, to me, it's bigger than the Patriots game. They have to come out fired up on defense. If not, this will be a long night. And a shootout does not suffice for the Buffalo Bills. It doesn't benefit the Bills in a shootout.
Josh Allen's a baller, yo.
He is a baller.
Baller, man.
He is a baller.
He's one of them shootout type dudes, yo. I can see him going. This is me. I could picture him going back and forth with Mahomes. I can see it.
I don't like it. The only thing I want to see him and Mahomes go back and forth on, and if they smart enough before the game, they make Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen throw and see whose arm is the strongest. It's the only thing I want to see. I'm be honest. If they're gonna go back and forth, but the Bills defense have to come out, and they have to come out swinging early. Guys like Mario Addison. I need to see more from Ed Oliver. Where are you? Playing gap assignments ain't gonna cut it, bro.
But isn't he there to stop the run, not really to rush the passer?
Ed Oliver is the pass rusher though.
Oh,
he was a pass rusher in college. You gotta be able to pass rush. I think as a defensive tackle, somewhat. The way the game is now, you can't just be the one dimensional, let me plug a hole type of guy. I mean, we haven't seen much from Style of Toilet Paper either. Just saying. I'm being real with it. Just saying. We're going to need more from that defensive line as far as blitz packages is concerned. Tremont Edmonds, we're gonna need Matt Milano. We'll need those guys to step up. Someone else who hasn't really flourished all like that is we do. He's coming back this week. Is AJ Klein. I haven't seen again. They have Matt Milano, AJ Klein, Maine Savage, Terrell Dawson, Tyler Mekovich. They have these guys at the linebacker position, But when I look at the defensive tackle, this is why I say they need some help. Mario Addison, obviously, Vernon Butler, Quentin Jefferson, these guys got to step up. A.J. Epinesa, I haven't seen much from A.J. Epinesa. Trent Murphy, Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips, Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes can't be the only pass rusher. Cannot be the only pass rusher. I thought it was an issue when Lorenzo Alexander decided to retire because Lorenzo Alexander was a guy who can put pressure on quarterbacks. And from what I see, I don't see it. And you need Tre'Davious White in coverage. You need Josh Norman in coverage as a number 2. You've seen him get blown up last week for a touchdown, and then obviously you saw the embarrassment that he took trying to go head up with the Titans running back, Derrick Henry. Not good. Not good. So you need that. You need that from the defense. I don't know what you guys would do as far as if you were the GM. I like to sometimes say, let's play the GM. What would you do right now to make the Buffalo Bills defense better? Put it in the comment section. I'll let you do that. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you would do to make this Bills defense better. All right. Now, some other things to discuss as well. Let's talk about a couple matchups. Today's matchups that are super important. Matchup number 1 obviously will be Tyreek Hill and Trey White. That would be a matchup that needs to be definitely looked at for sure. Like, who will get the best of that matchup? There's some folks out there that think that Trey White has not played up to his greatest potential to start the season. I think Trey White has a statement game today, though. He's got to have a statement game. He cannot allow Tyreek Hill to run crazy in this game. Mecole Hardman is somebody else to watch, especially later on we will get to the injury report. Sammy Watkins is not. He will be out in this game. He won't be playing in this game. They already have Mecole Hardman playing. They have Tyreek Hill playing. So you got to watch out for those guys. Mecole Hardman is one of those gadget type of receivers who could do a lot. You got to watch out for Robinson as well. So they will be looking to open it up, especially without Sammy Watkins. You'll see more of Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming out the backfield. I'm gonna need Matt Milano and them to be on the ball. All right, Matt Milano usually is a tackling machine, but I need him not to be missing no open field tackles. You gotta stop them in their tracks because Kansas City is going to get. They're going to get their certain plays off. They will have some success. But to be able to minimize that success is going to be greatly, greatly needed for this game. So the defense has to step up. Leslie Frazier's play calling has to come to fruition today. All right. Some more things to talk about. If you're a fantasy football person, I've heard people say that you might want to add Zach Moss. It's kind of weird because he's coming off a toe injury, but it's kind of interesting. People say Zach Moss should be added because he'll be a sleeper. You know, Kansas City has allowed the 10th most fantasy points as far as to running backs this season, 27.8 so far. So they've allowed the 4th most rushing yards to running backs too, 126.4, and they've given up 6 catches per game to backs. So Devin Singletary definitely has to step it up this week. They will probably be using TJ Yeldon again out of the backfield for some catching purposes. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of TJ Yeldon, but still in all, still think they need to definitely use the screen game, the dump off when they need. Josh Allen cannot be forcing passes for interceptions. We don't want that. He did a pretty good job so far this season not doing that. Also, Dawson Knox is out this week. So it's going to be very important that he uses running backs, more, because Dawson Knox will be out. Tyler Croft will be in. But Tyler Croft usually plays like limited snaps. So again, thank you for, by the way, liking and sharing the show. I understand about White not living it up, but it's mostly because of this whole virus bull crap. He should have stayed another year. If I was I'd have been on the phone getting my boy Alexander back. Chiefs defense allowed 40 points to the Raiders, the same team we beat up. That's true, very true. Let's say yes, include 28. The Ravens defense allowed 28. Yeah, we know. Defenses definitely got to step it up. Well, have you noticed without OTAs and preseason that all defenses have been trashed so far this season? Our defense will get back on track starting tonight. Yeah, hopefully they do. This is the game they got to get back on track tonight. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They don't got time to be. They don't have time to be parlaying and shucking and jiving. You definitely got to get back on the horn this week for sure. Because if you don't, there's a lot of folks talking about Kansas City is going to just outright legitimately win this game. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be closer than most people think. Also, I will have another Buffalo Bills Rise Up early edition this week as far as this Buffalo Bills score is concerned. Buffalo Bills versus Chiefs game, and then as we move on to the next games coming up, we'll have another one this week. Marcus Betts said, "Give me a score." I said I was going to wait to the end of the show to do that. Like, almost at the very end of the show, I was going to wait to do that. I kind of want to go over the Buffalo Bills team stats because it's super important. But if you want an early score, fine, I'll give it to you. I think it is super important that the Buffalo Bills open up a 3-game lead on it would be almost 3 games on the Patriots. As much as I want Buffalo to win, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to say Chiefs 35, Bills 31. Even though it's raining, if it's raining like real hard, I'm going to say Chiefs 24, Bills 21. Even though I would love to say Bills 27, Chiefs 24, but it is what it is. I got to be honest. This defense, man, I'm looking at these numbers. I'm looking at these defensive numbers. I mean, in points, they're 18th in points allowed. Yards, they're 9th in yards, which is top 10, is pretty good. Pass defense, 16th. They're giving up 10 touchdown passes this year, which is 18th in the league. Marcus, you said Chiefs 37, Bills 24. They said Bills 31, Chiefs 30. They've given up 543 yards rushing, which is 7th in the league. They're 20th in rushing touchdowns, though. They got 7 rushing touchdowns against the Bills defense so far. Red zone touchdowns, 15, so they're 24th in the league on that. Obviously, the time of possession, the Bills, like I told you, number 1 in the league. Defensive time of possession, sacks. This is where the problem comes into play. Buffalo Bills, sacks, turnovers, things of that nature. They're 19th in the league in sacks with 10. They're 27th in the league. They only have 2 interceptions this year so far. Forced fumbles, they got 5. They're in the top 10 in that category. So they have 7 total turnovers this season. That is 23rd in the league. 23rd. So again, that defense, I need them to step it up on defense because This team right here that they're playing against, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're known for scoring points and sustaining drives. It is super important that the Bills sustain drives today and keep the Chiefs off the field. All right, I'll take Q&As. I'll take some questions from you guys. Go ahead and light up the comment section with some questions as I continue to talk about the Buffalo Bills. There was a good note last week. Cam Lewis, the UB product, got to play in his first game. That was pretty good. Guys from Detroit played at UB. So that was good for him. It was nice to see. Again, like I said, okay, so the comment section says if Josh turns over the ball, it's going to be a blowout. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it will if they turn over. Listen, the Bills cannot have 3 turnovers. Can't turn over the football. Eddie, what's going on? How are you, brother? Yeah, they can't turn over the football. We don't want to see that type of nonsense going on. Josh Allen's got to be smart with the football. Yeah, that's something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about Josh Allen, obviously. We got to talk about him. So he dropped one spot in the MVP race. To be honest with you, if I was Josh Allen, I really wouldn't be caring about the MVP race as much as I would be caring about winning games that need to be won so that teams can know that you're forced to be reckoned with. Yes, absolutely. I will be at the game tonight. Marcus Betts will be on Monday Night Madness for me. He'll be doing Monday Night Madness for me. I may be able to step in for Monday Night Madness tonight, depending on what time the game ends and how quickly I get home. But Monday Night Madness will be going on tonight. Josh Allen only has 1 interception to 15 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive, especially for these haters that hate on my boy Josh Allen too. Yeah, that is pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Lost fumbles are turnovers too. LOL. Yeah, that was last season, Marcus. This season he's been more careful. I know the first couple of games he had a couple fumbles in the first couple of games. But he has been a lot more attentive to ball security. Turnovers aren't just into guy. Oh, okay. I don't know what you meant by that. But, all right. We'll talk about key victories, key points to this game before I get into the final injury report. Kansas City, all they got to do is do what they do. Kansas City does what they do on offense, being aggressive, dynamic, being creative in the play calling. I know Sammy Watkins won't be playing, which I know the Bills was hoping that he was, so they can take shots at Sammy Watkins, of course. Let him know what he left for, even though they won a championship last year. But nevertheless, they also acquired Le'Veon Bell, but he won't be playing tonight either. They still have a lot of playmakers in Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So all they got to do pretty much is do what they do. Control the clock and gas the defense. Something that the Buffalo Bills do very well, like I discussed earlier. Kansas City will have to try to do that. Try to control the clock. Run the ball. Throw short passes, mid-range passes. You know, Mahomes likes to have a lot of fun doing that. So they want to win this game. They got to control the clock because Buffalo is really, really good at that. 41-19 says that Buffalo is really good at controlling the clock. So, and it definitely helps the Chiefs' defense too when they are controlling the clock, especially being that they're not the most potent defense. Yes, he has 3 interceptions. He had 1 before the Titans game, but he had 2 against the Titans. So, yeah. So, again, Josh Allen can't throw interceptions. And number 3, if they want to beat the Bills, as I just mentioned, Josh Allen can't throw interceptions. They definitely will want to come for Josh Allen's neck as far as their blitz packages, the pass rush, you know. Having tighter zone coverage help too. Maybe trying to get some coverage sacks.
Don't go man.
On
Do not go man.
on yeah. So they're gonna want to do that. They're definitely gonna want to do that to Josh Allen. Yeah, Ricky Graves, you had a point too. Yeah, it should only be 2, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know how folks say. Okay, yeah, that first interception wasn't an interception, but he definitely threw 2 against Tennessee. Can't have that against Kansas City. Tennessee turned those turnovers into points. Buffalo is not. Listen, even though Buffalo has a potent offense, I do not want to see the Buffalo Bills trying to play from behind to catch up and win football games. We do not have the Dallas Cowboys effect, okay? We don't want the Dallas Cowboys effect either, to be down in games and then have to try to come back later on. There's a famous saying that Marcus Betts loves to say, and it's called, "You do not get credit for putting out fires that you start." I do not want Josh Allen fire starting unless he's throwing touchdowns. And yes, he has 3 interceptions and 3 3 lost fumbles, which is 6 turnovers in 4 or 5 games. Can't have that. All right, so he's got to be better. But he has been a lot better because the year before, the year before. This man has 24 lost fumbles, by the way. Youch. 24 total fumbles. You can look it up, put it in the comment section if you know how many lost fumbles Josh Allen has so far, if you want. But those are the 3 keys for the Chiefs to win this football game. I haven't talked about the 3 keys for the Bills to win the football game yet. But I will now. Number 1, right off the jump. This is a gimme, okay? This is definitely a gimme. And for those who want to know Josh Allen's numbers, it's 1589. He's throwing the football at a 69% clip, 14 touchdowns. He's got 3 interceptions with a rating of 113, okay? With that being said, the Bills are going to need to do what they do best, and that is control the time of possession. Control it. All right? Keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, spectating, watching. All right? Let him fill up his cup with Gatorade a couple times. Okay? Don't let him get his hands warmed up and ready to get on the field constantly. Got to control the clock. The way you're going to do that is you're going to go against that run defense that the Chiefs have that's giving up 126 yards. Devin Singletary is going to need to rack off one of those type of games today. I need 100 yards at least from him, or I need 100 yards plus overall from Devin Singletary alone. And we're not going to talk about the other running backs and their production, but I need that specifically from Devin Singletary, all right? Number 2, secondly, the Bills have been injured lately on defense. For the most part, their zone coverages are going to have to be on point today. I don't see a lot of man-to-man going on. All right? Bend, don't break is the motto. Bend, don't break. All right? Contain. You're not going to be able to just totally shut the Chiefs down. All right? There's a stat. There's a crazy stat. I don't know if you guys saw this stat, but Patrick Mahomes, first game losing by more than 4 points came in his entire career against the Raiders when they lost 40-32. So that tells you that you're not shutting down the Chiefs. You can contain the Chiefs in some aspects, but you won't be able to shut them down. So I need the zone defense to man the hell up today. And I ain't saying go man, obviously, but I need them to man up if they're going to have any chance against this team. 42-16, Marcus. And yes, that's considered a blowout. The Bills got their backs blew out by the Titans. Let's be clear. All right? It's not even funny. They got blew out. All right? And they're moving on. They barely beat the Rams, barely beat the Dolphins and Jets, and a blowout by the Titans. Well, again, you can only play what you play on your schedule, all right? I see the comment section is going awry right now about who played what. Trey White, obviously, was injured. Trey White's got to step it up. I said that already. Tyreek Hill is the guy he's going to be one-on-one with. Josh Norman's going to have to step it up because Travis Kelce's coming to town, looking to make a name for himself. And number 3, this is very simple. I've said this about 100 times already, but I need the Buffalo Bills to run the football. They rank dead last in rushing offense, and I need them to run the ball. The passing game's been all right, but Brian Dabble, I'm going to need you to step it up. The offensive line, I need you to step it up in the run blocking game. You guys have been committed for the last 5 weeks to not run blocking. I ain't going to get the job done.
They play today at 5, right?
Yes, they do. 5 o'clock today.
Why so early?
Because Monday night they had to switch the game and they can't play it too late. East Coast, West Coast situation. Arizona and Dallas play tonight. So West Coast takes precedence as far as late games. So the Bills will be playing the early one. All right. Yeah. No excuses need to be made tonight. No excuses whatsoever need to be made. All right. And I'm just looking at the comment section here. Interesting. Zach Moss will be important too. Finishing off second and third down runs. We know Devin Singletary is a 2-down, trying to be a 3-down, but he's a 2-down back right now. TJ Yeldon, again, like I said, screen passes. The passing game, we're going to need TJ Yeldon coming out the backfield. Josh Allen can't force nothing down the field. We don't need him throwing 2 picks like he did last week.
2 picks?
Yeah, he threw 2 picks against the Titans in that blowout loss. Yep, sure did.
What's the record?
Bills are 4-1.
Oh, that's not that bad.
All right. Now, I'm trying to think. Am I missing anything? Yes, John Brown is playing tonight. All right. Glad that you said that. Injury report. All right. Injury report right here. I got it for you. Got your injury report. Or at least I did have the injury report. I can tell you right now, Dawson Knox is a no-go for today. Right off the jump.
He hurt?
Yeah. All right, here it is. Gotcha. All right, so out for the Bills, Dawson Knox and Jake Fromm. Jake from State Farm, Jake Fromm. He's quarantining. Even when he's not playing, he don't know how to stay away from COVID. So, whatever. Let him quarantine. Questionable: Tremont Edmonds, Quentin Spain, Matt Milano, Trey White, John Brown. They'll all be playing. Trust me. If they're questionable, they playing. Zach Moss will be playing. He had a toe injury. And Josh Allen's shoulder looks to be a little better, so he will be playing. Don't expect Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes to have that shootout about who can throw the furthest, even though it would be nice to see. I don't think they're doing that, especially with Josh Allen just coming off that shoulder. Had a shoulder stinger the last couple weeks. So
Chiefs are tough, man.
Yeah, world champion team. Of course they tough. So out for the Chiefs, Sammy Watkins and Osemele. He has knee, and Sammy Watkins has hamstring issue going on. Mitchell Schwartz is questionable for this game with back injuries, and obviously, if I didn't name them, they're playing, which means Eric Fisher will be playing, Rashad Fenton will be playing, Anthony Hitchens will be playing. I know he had an illness earlier in the week. Chris Jones had a groin injury. He'll be playing. Tyreek Hill had a heel injury. Isn't that interesting? Hill and Hill. Having Hill and Hill injuries. All right. They will be playing. All right.
No excuses.
So, no excuses. This should be
It shouldn't be a blowout.
a smackdown of a game. I'm looking for a hard-nosed football game. It might be in the rain, so I'm looking for a hard-nosed football game from these two teams. I'm looking for Buffalo to grab your cojones. Grab your cojones. Go ahead, do a man check. Man check. Grab your cojones. All right, and I want to see a nice, productive game this week. Even if they don't win, I want to see a nice, productive game this week. I want to see them at least put a great effort together.
It's like when you test yourself to see where you're at. You're the best, right?
Oh, yeah. It's just like Mortal Kombat. Test your might, test your strength. I'm going to need them to test I need them to test where they at. All right?
This game going to tell a lot.
Absolutely it is. For sure. Wasn't this game supposed to originally be in Kansas City on Thursday night? No, it was always a game in Buffalo. It was always in Buffalo, but it was supposed to be last Thursday night. But it's all good. No moral victories. Okay? No moral victories. All right. Any more questions? Anybody got some questions? Again, this is Rise Up Early edition. Rise Up Early edition of the Buffalo Bills show. I just wanted to do it here because I didn't get to do it yesterday. Again, we will be back on. So, I am changing the time to 10 a.m. again. I'm putting it back to 10 a.m. 8:30 is too early for the most part. 10 a.m. is very comfortable.
Oh, you got a podcast. What you doing?
Yeah, we have, by the way, for folks that was in here, you seen a couple of Brian and Stratton students in here. Shout out to them for commenting and tuning in. Yes, we have a network of shows that we do. Phenomenal. Got some phenomenal guys from all over the globe, doing shows. So support it, support positivity. Make sure you tune in to Monday Night Madness tonight. Marcus Betts will be on the 1s and 2s for me, and I may be there. All right. So, we got about 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. Let me ask this question to everybody. Where do everybody see the Bills at the end of the season? And is there anyone else that the Buffalo Bills will pick up before season's end? Those are my two questions. All right? Those are my two questions. My two questions are, where do you see the Bills being at the end of the season? And are there any players that the Bills will pick up before the season ends? All right, put it in the comment section or call. Again, 716-481-8249. You can call, let me know what you think. All right, with that being said, if all right, if there's no other questions, comments, I'm going to let y'all go because I got to get ready to go shortly so I can get there. And I will see you there. I'll make sure that I take a whole lot of pictures, things of that nature. It should be quite interesting. Buffalo Bills against Kansas City, 5 o'clock on Fox. All right, Fox is the channel.
Let's get this fire started. Sports became a passion. Convo bring it to life, highlighting all the action. Opinions could explode like a chemical reaction. If we started from the bottom, now rise up the newest caption. Man, it's known that every team and every person got a nemesis. But this